Hello, good morning, and we are starting the day in the best possible way. Looking so much forward to this session here on all the social networks, including LinkedIn. So, write it into the comments where you're watching it from. I am Daniel, here from Geneva, Switzerland, and we are starting the day in the best possible way. 5 a.m. 30s here in the European time zone. And we are waiting for a little countdown and then we're going to start. Wishing you a wonderful good morning here on the, let me just check the date, it's the 27th of August. Wonderful to have you here this morning together, and we are also live on LinkedIn. Hey, good morning, Esther. That's great. So we see you here as well. So you are with us. Who else is with us this morning? I see at least, yeah, a good handful of other people all around the world. It's always so nice to have you and to see you. And so what we are doing is to start the day very concise, very efficient in a way, but in our thinking. So we start to take control of our thinking, because if we are affirming, if we are assuring the way we think in the morning, so that's the way we can repeat the thoughts that we want to think and not repeat the kind of repetitive thoughts that are always kind of the paradigms that we already know and that have not brought us forward. So the morning is a great chance for us to reaffirm new thoughts and therefore new habits. So what I am going to do is leading us into a short meditation, heart meditation. Then we are going to go into gratefulness, writing what we are grateful for, then writing our goal in the way as we would already have achieved the goal. And then we're going into an inspired action, writing the actions for today that we need. And so then you have time for yourself. And we are so also to start it really in an uncompromised way. That's the idea, to also create room here. I don't want to take the time from you. I want to give you time in the morning so you can start live the life you really want and sort of start with it without procrastination, doing the things that you really want to do. So let's start the day with a small meditation, breathing in, breathing out, and I'm starting the countdown. 3 minutes now. So this is your morning, your thoughts. And now say to yourself, I take control of my own thinking. I stand on my own feet and I choose the thoughts that serve me. I accept and use my power. And life supports me in every way. And now take a last breath. And now we are moving from this energy into gratefulness, writing things we are grateful for in the past, in the present moment, in the future. So the idea is to write at least 10 things, could be related to your health, related to your work, related to your business idea, your family. And now going really in, feel it. And I'm starting a countdown of 5 minutes, and you can start now. So how was it writing your goal and your gratefulness right now? And have you found new things you were really feeling into? And have you also wrote some bold things you're grateful for? If you still have ideas, write it now. So now with this energy of gratefulness, with this attitude of gratitude, as we can also name it, we go into goal writing, into the writing of our, also big vision that we want to realize and go into the feeling as it would already be fulfilled. So now have another 5 minutes writing this goal and writing it in the feeling as it's already there. All right? Wishing you a lot of fun. So we start the countdown now. hope you have found something really wonderful you have written. And, you know, it's also for me that while I'm writing my goal, I discover new things. And maybe it's the time in the morning that it kind of pushes me a little bit more to go into it. And so, whatever it is that you wrote, I wish that you can really dive into and, yeah, feel this vision. And, you know, you are the only person who can realize it. And that's the, on the one thing, the hard thing, but on the other hand, the wonderful thing, because you're accountable only to yourself. And I'm so grateful to have so many people watching. I think this morning we have like a peak of watch, like 10 people here all around the world. And I see Petra, I see Claudia, I see Kirstin here on LinkedIn. Then is Esther here, right? Feel free to write also in the comments of YouTube. Esther is with us this morning. So wonderful. So you have you all here, and it's also great to see that the technology is working this time. Yesterday it was like a little bit difficult for LinkedIn, but so this so I discovered what the reason was, and so that's better today. And LinkedIn is like my strong network, and so great to find more and more people. And the more you also like this post, if you see it, the more other people will know about it and maybe have the chance to watch it in the replay. So today we are now moving into the action mode where we are writing in 2 minutes what we want to achieve today with this energy and with this gratefulness and the idea of the goal. And even if it's one thing that you are doing now, because you'd have so many other things to do, but maybe it's this one call to this person that you're hesitate to do. So write it on your list and do it like today. And the first thing you can do it. Don't want to say you have to do it 6 a.m. in the morning, but you know. Okay, so we start going into the actions, writing the actions, the most you can do today to achieve your goal. Let's start now. I know, so the time is never enough. And of course, you are invited to continue this list. So have this list, have your agenda with you, and just write the things onto the lists as they come. But also prioritize, of course, because so the ideas are one thing, but are you going to do them? And going into the inspired action, that's the way to do it. Really from the feeling into the doing, what also leads to the change. Wonderful. So now, you know that this week we have started a new text that I am always bringing for inspiration. And this time it is a text that is called The Common Denominator of Success. And that was also loved by my mentor, Bob Proctor. And he went through this text with us a lot of times. And this is such a resource, this text, for confronting or for reflecting ourselves with, okay, what is it we need to do to achieve the success and the life we really want. And so to recap, because maybe you weren't around yesterday, is that Albert Gray says the common denominator of success, the secret of success, every person who has never been successful lies in the fact, or every person who has ever been successful lies in the fact they formed the habit of doing things that failures don't like to do. The secret of success, if the secret of success lies in forming the habit of doing things that failures don't like to do, let's start to boiling down success by determining what are the things that failures don't like to do. And the things that failures don't like to do are things that you and I and other human beings, including successful people, naturally don't like to do. In other words, we've got to realize from the start that success is something which is achieved by the minority of people, and it's therefore unnatural and not to be achieved by following our natural likes or dislikes, nor by being guided by our natural preferences or prejudices. And what is it we don't like to do? We don't like to talk to people about something they might not want to talk about. Any reluctance to approach someone to suggest a change in their activity, to persuade them to make a new approach, is caused by this one basic dislike. And why is it? Because we would like to be liked by others, of course, and therefore it's always more difficult to sell an idea to somebody who is already open to the idea than to somebody who is actually not so open for it, or we still need to persuade or and so now let's listen in what the text says. I have sliced it into some bits and we are starting now with the next part. So now listen in for yourself.
We don't like to call on people who don't want to see us and talk to them about something they don't want to talk about. Any reluctance to follow a definite prospecting program, to use prepared sales talks, to organise time and to organise effort are all caused by this one basic dislike. Perhaps you have wondered what is behind this peculiar lack of welcome on the part of our prospective buyers. Isn't it due to the fact that our prospects are human too? And isn't it true that the average human being is not big enough to buy life insurance of his own accord and is therefore prone to escape our efforts to make him bigger or persuade him to do something he doesn't want to do by striking at the most important weakness we possess, namely our desire to be appreciated?
Okay, here we go. The desire to be appreciated. And of course, we are social beings. We want to be liked. But sometimes, okay, so when is it time to leave our comfort zone? That's the question. So now let's move on to the next part, what Albert Gray is saying about that.
Perhaps you have been discouraged by a feeling that you were born subject to certain dislikes peculiar to you, with which the successful men in our business are not afflicted. Perhaps you have wondered why it is that our biggest producers seem to like to do the things that you don't like to do. They don't. And I think this is the most encouraging statement I have ever offered to a group of life insurance salesmen. But if they don't like to do these things, then why do they do them?
Here we go. Here we come to an important question. So nobody likes actually reaching out and maybe getting a cold shower by somebody, but why are people then doing it anyways? So let's jump to the next part.
Because by doing the things they don't like to do, they can accomplish the things they want to accomplish. Successful men are influenced by the desire for pleasing results. Failures are influenced by the desire for pleasing methods and are inclined to be satisfied with such results as can be obtained by doing things they like to do. Why?
So I think this is an important thing here to listen in again. So failures are influenced by the desire for pleasing methods, and they are inclined to be satisfied with such results that can be obtained by doing the things they like to do. So here it is the thing about like, okay, pleasing methods. And also, I didn't really understand it, but it's certainly not the idea to really reach for a result, but saying, okay, I've just done this thing and this is good enough. Let's listen in further.
Are successful men able to do things they don't like to do while failures are not? Because successful men have a purpose strong enough to make them form the habit of doing things they don't like to do in order to accomplish the purpose they want to accomplish. Sometimes even our best producers get into a slump. When a man goes into a slump, it simply means that he has reached a point at which, for the time being, the things he doesn't like to do have become more important than his reasons for doing them. And may I pause to suggest to you managers and general agents that when one of your good producers goes into a slump, the less you talk about his production and the more you talk about his purpose, the sooner you will pull him out of his slump.
Oh, okay. That's why we are always including the idea of purpose in our motivation, in our goal. So, what's the purpose to stay in your power? And so, here, of course, this text is an old text. It is at that time only directed to business agents, male business agents, but we know so it can include everyone and not only business agents, of course, everyone. So don't get hung up on this. The thing is that first, it's not about pleasing methods, just doing the things to have done that, but also go really towards the goal and towards the result. And then also include your purpose. What is it that is your purpose? What is it that drives you? And, it's sometimes not that easy to realize it. Maybe the purpose is covered and below under a lot of other responsibilities. And, if there is something that is driving you, that or that is kind of itching, and you say, okay, so I'm not where I want to go, but there is this thing that I feel there's more, but I don't know what it is. But it's now or never. So a coach can really be the person who helps you uncover this and also holds you accountable of going further to this goal every day and to be stronger and to go out of this comfort zone of into the unknown that you have not done before. Because obviously, our subconscious is always trying to hold us back, especially if there is something that we haven't done before. But it's now or never, and that's the life we lead now. So if you have any thoughts about this morning's session and how it went, I'm welcoming you to book a discovery call with me, your coach, and I'm already coaching you this morning, so it's no problem. So join a call with me. Let's reflect. What is it you need to do? What are the next steps? What's your goal? And maybe I can give you the one or the other inspiration for moving on faster to your goal. It's because it's about your goal. Wishing you, in this regard, a wonderful morning, a wonderful day, 27th of August. Make it your day. And looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. My name is Daniel Schwenger. I am your top of mind coach and looking forward and being happy and grateful to having served you this morning. Have a great day.